Well, we have a windy working Wednesday walkabout for you today. I'm here with my friend Kayla. You guys know her from the tree planting. Awesome job on those, by the way. Love the way they look. So lots going on today. I've got some magnificent Nellie Stevens hollies. Stuart, if you don't mind kind of showing them in the truck. And these are how tall?
8 to 9 foot.
8 to 9 foot. And because everybody appreciated that we gave them a price point, and some people were amazed by that, how much would that be to your average consumer for them to have a Nellie Stevens holly of that size by itself and then installed?
By itself, purchase with tax, 507, give or take.
Okay.
Install on that's gonna
for that big of a
big.
holly right now. And remember, prices change over time based on availability.
Almost weekly.
Almost weekly. So I must have gotten a good deal. And then to install one with a massive root ball of that size.
You're probably pushing another $500.
Yeah, okay. So I've got 2 of those going in right now. My friend Roger just got here. Roger, come on over, darling.
Howdy.
Hello.
How are you?
We are mic'd up already. Roger is not because he's tardy.
I know. So well.
He's
But
important.
I brought a gift.
But you brought me a gift. What is it?
Oh
my gosh.
From Soup Soup.
Oh my gosh.
It's enough for all 3 of you.
Oh my gosh. And Stuart was just complaining that I didn't have any treats in my house. Oh my gosh. Okay, homemade strawberry shortcake. Okay. Well,
Does that make up for it?
that makes up for being. That makes
He's
up
not
for
in
being
trouble
late.
anymore,
He's not in
right?
trouble anymore. Yeah, I'm sure he'll get in trouble again later. But for right now, so I was just talking about today. Roger is my cedar elm source. Kayla is my holly source. And
And October glory maple. And
Yes, that's right.
Yes. So and this is going to unfold. And we showed you a copy of the plan that we have been referring to with great vigilance right now. So it's kind of like I've divided up who is sourcing what based on the quality of the specimens that they have. So I'm going to be getting some really large Yopon hollies and, Stuart, a Chinese snowball viburnum. Happy day.
Yes.
Happy day.
We've got it with your name on it.
Yeah, from Garden Designs.
Okay.
And then Kayla is doing my hollies, and she's going to actually do most of the dirt work and things like that. So Roger is a little bit more my design buddy, and Kayla is more the executioner, the facilitator.
But we're both good at both jobs.
But they're both
Exactly. We both do design.
But I could not do this new garden without having both of you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay, so yeah.
And we don't mind.
Yeah,
Not at all.
no. They work very, very well together, and I am so fortunate to have them. And then, I give a little input too.
Yeah, you get a little.
A little.
You get
A little input. Okay, so Stuart has already showed them look at these magnificent hollies.
I know, I saw those on the truck.
Aren't they
Those are
incredible?
great.
Because it's become extremely apparent to me on days like today, this wind is driving me.
Oklahoma.
It's Oklahoma, but it's very, very windy on this corner. So immediately I know I need a windbreak on this side. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. We're going to be deciding on where the cedar elms are going to go respective to the hollies. And then once we decide on that, we'll come back and explain our rationale. Does that work with you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then you can also see that I've got all of my potted topiaries. One of them's dead, but a lot of my potted topiaries out front, just because I had to move them from the side of the house. And some of these, and we're keeping these in mind because every one thing relates to every other thing. So that's where we all are right now, and we're just going to break here, Stuart, and we're going to kind of do some work, and then we'll explain our rationale shortly.
Okay, turn. Watch the street sign. All right. All right, turn. Oh, watch the curb, watch the curb. All right. We get down here, before we go up the hill, we're gonna stand it up and take a break.
You know, in
right.
between it. But I've got
Are we
way
going?
to play with that. I don't need to worry about that now. Okay. So as they were trying to get this huge holly up the hill, Stuart, of course, quit filming and helped them push. And that's where the video fell apart. So,
Look at this bud.
oh my gosh.
Ready?
That is incredible. These guys are so strong, and we will introduce them to you shortly. They have helped me on a number of projects and are indispensable in getting these projects installed. Let's recap a little bit what we talked about. So I've got some Oakland hollies from Southern Living Plants, and by the way, they're a good substitute for Foster hollies. Fosters have been kind of hard to find.
Well, and Fosters are kind of difficult to use here. They tend to get chlorotic really easy in our clay soil.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem over at my other house, but I had very acidic soil. So at any rate, and we'll of course take precautions when we install them, but we're thinking too, well, not right here because we
Yeah, this is right where we want to walk.
But out here, approximately right out here, we'll have 2 Oakland hollies, 2 sentinel hollies to frame this door. Again, we'll have the climbing rose over here. Then we'll have the path along here. And I've already told you guys, and I was telling Roger, that in here we'll do something that'll have some evergreen visual weight, but nevertheless, this is where I want my azaleas, my hydrangeas, things like that to be, because this faces east.
It'll be great.
It'll be great. And
if you did some of the PG hydrangeas that are more sun tolerant, you know, even buy them in the tree form already.
Right.
That'd be great to give you just a little extra protection for, you know, like the macrophylla.
Right. Well, and
hydrangeas.
white wedding from Southern Living are more are more sun tolerant too. But you made a good point. Share again what you said about if we have the hollies over there and what they will do right here.
Oh, well, the hollies will give us a little protection from the brutal south sun here on those.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice.
So that'll be very nice. So then coming around here, this is where, you know, I have to have my Chinese snowball viburnum.
Right.
And Stuart has to, or he won't work with me anymore.
Okay.
So, and I was thinking, because I want to be able to see it, you know, from inside, and I was thinking like nestling it in the corner, knowing I'd have to keep it limbed up. But you made an alternate suggestion.
I think down here would be better. I mean, I think down here, this half of the shrub can be hanging over here. Limit up a little bit to make it as easy to walk under, but I think that'll feel a lot more open there. You'll have to
and
cut on the snowball less.
Bear in mind how happy that one was. Gosh, how tall would you say the one at my house got?
Wasn't it like 10 or 12 feet?
Oh,
at least?
Yeah. Oh, it was bigger than that.
Okay.
It was probably at least 15.
Okay.
Those wires up above the fence are in it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yeah. So imagine, if you will, then it would be a beautiful point right here, and have this fabulous blooming.
Oh, it'd be great. It would be great.
Right here. And then imagine how fun, because it's elevated, as the kids go back and forth walking from school, that they can walk underneath. I just think that would be so
it'd be
charming.
great, yes.
And a lot of the hydrangeas and things I'm going to have up here are also going to be white, and not that they'll necessarily be blooming simultaneously,
right.
but I think that's real important. And
But you know, that's something that's fun to do sometimes, is to, even though they don't bloom at the same time, keep white flowers together, so you've always got that white in that spot in the garden.
Yeah, and I like the cleanliness of that. I will, however, have to diverge from that, I think, because I want a pink rose over my door.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah. So anyhow, I think this is going to be absolutely beautiful. And then the other thing I was thinking about, and by the way, this is treacherous. We recognize that
We've got some work to do here.
we've got some work to do here, and that will be done. But then the other thing that I wanted to do was right in here somehow, I'd really like to plant a holly in here because I'd really like some evergreen interest, and I'm not sure how far in here I can.
Right. You know, it might be nice to do like a tree form holly.
That's a good
in here.
idea. Yeah.
The hollies that Kayla is planting have beautiful. They've got like 3 or 4 trunks, and if those were even just cleaned up from the bottom, they'd be beautiful.
And those are Nellie Stevens, and yes, I want them right now for screening, but they make beautiful tree forms as well when you sculpt them like I love to do.
Right.
Up from the bottom, and this would be one where we would
it'd be great because you'd have it up here. It'd give you clearance to walk under.
Yeah. And we could manage its width.
Oh, yeah.
And also it would give me, I think, fairly large. We'll let it just get as wide as it wants, but a really good foundation visual weight right here to ground this corner. So I think that's really fun. Now I have to show you this, Roger. I may have showed you before. My other fireplace that I had, we added it, and this one was added, but I did not know about this, and I wondered what this little door was. And this is where I clean out my ashes.
Yeah, where somebody has not cleaned out the ashes.
And not cleaned out the ashes because I was cleaning them out from the fireplace itself.
On this fireplace?
On this fireplace.
Oh, okay, and here it is.
And here it is, it's right here, though some of it still has to be kind of cleaned out. And I wondered what.
I've always had an outdoor little door like that on any fireplace in my houses.
And I didn't, so see, it's just sometimes I'm the last to know.
Well.
Okay, let's go back up front and check on the hollies. Because I kind of like there not being too much contrast. But this gray is just too white.
It's too gray, yeah.
It's got
it
too
looks
much
like
of a white cast.
driveway chat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which it is.
Which it is.
Where they're calling that gray hawk.
Okay.
I mean, it's nothing but a limestone screening.
Yeah. So the dilemma that we're having here is the color that we ideally wanted, that you guys are calling Black Eagle, which would not be nearly as white and bright as this looks. This looks way too light gray. It is not available anymore. Yeah, it's not available anymore. So we're having to come up with
the Black
some
Eagle is
alternatives.
perfect for this flagstone.
But again, it shows how you have to modify based on availability of things. So you may not have the ideal solution. So we'll come up with something else. But at least we've decided on the flagstone. And the flagstone, one thing I want to do today, while I've got you both here, is really lay out the contours of, actually it starts about right here, lay out the contours of this little side patio. Because it's going to be largely flagstone and gravel, edged in boxwood if you look at the plan. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's check on the hollies. Now, Kayla, would you introduce these gentlemen? Oh yeah, I'll stand close to you because she's not mic'd up now. So introduce these gentlemen.
All right, so the guy in gray, Cityscapes cap, is Sergio Gonzalez. The guy in the red is Javier Sanchez, both of which have been with this company for 12 years, 13 years plus, and Javier has actually been with this company longer than I have.
Yeah, and you guys have been working with me for that length of time. Yeah, and it is so good to have, and Roger, you'll agree with this, to have people that you feel comfortable with or working around your house. If these guys are going to bring me firewood, if they're going to plant something for me or whatever, complete trust. These guys,
That it really takes a lot of skill to develop that team
Yeah.
that you can count on and that can sustain the quality you
Yeah.
want to give to
Quality is
clients.
huge.
It's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, anybody can come out here and dig a hole and throw a plant in the ground.
yeah.
But,
But
is it going to be done right,
Right.
so that that plant thrives after it's put in the ground?
Yeah.
And we've collected our check and we've already gone down the road.
Yeah.
It's not about collecting a check for either one of us.
And
It's about making it.
And this is
beautiful.
turning into a little bit, which wasn't my intention, but a little bit of a commercial for Cityscapes. But it's a testament to getting people that you really trust to do things from the get-go, because she'll stand by it.
Yeah.
So if there's something wrong, if there's a drainage problem and we identify something later, it's great. The other thing I have to point out with Sergio and Javier, if there's a shorthand that you develop with people that you work with regularly, and you don't have to work with people on the scale that I am. These guys have done really small projects for me. You know, it's just, why spend the money on an investment evergreen or something and not do your due diligence in making sure that it's planted correctly?
Well, it starts with Kayla, you know, selecting good plant material from good growers. That makes a difference. Then planting it right, you know, siting it properly, planting it right. And I'm sure your guys do it. Mine all have started. They know that they may set it in the hole, but they don't fill in the dirt until we've
Torque it.
approved.
Absolutely.
And they my guys have started second guessing me, and they'll decide what they think is the right face to turn, you know,
Yeah.
for the most visibility before I say it. And a lot of times they're spot on. They have learned from
absolutely.
working with us.
I really don't even need to be here today. Just being honest for them. Once me and Linda got it marked today, I could have just vacated.
Right.
And these guys would have done everything exactly the same way today if I wasn't here as they did down here with the trees.
Except you provided that additional nudge.
Yeah, of course. They couldn't have gotten it up the hill without you.
But
To get-
Stuart was here in the rear, right?
Yes. The other thing that they do, we talked about it, Roger, extensively when she planted the trees, is it's not only how you treat the hole, it's how you treat the root ball. And
yes.
how careful you are with the root ball.
Exactly.
And this isn't like so much like a really compacted root-bound shrub you'd get from Home Depot.
Right.
These are grown in burlap, and we really try on these larger plants to keep as intact as possible the integrity of the root ball.
You can't just throw them around, drop them on the ground, break up the root ball. I mean, you can really set the tree back, and especially on an evergreen, you might not see the damage for months away.
Maybe not
Years.
even until a year from
Right.
now, the next
Yeah.
spring.
Yeah.
And then you start investigating, and you find out half of that root ball is separated down there in the hole when you start, you know.
Right.
Well, here's where I have to do a mea culpa, because when I first started gardening many, many years ago, I mean, first of all, I was just ignorant, so I'll give myself a break for that. But I was also lazy because I didn't realize the value of a really big hole. I mean, we say 2.5 times. Bigger is even better. And I just thought when I first started gardening that all you do is you dig a hole big enough to fit the root ball in there, and then your work is done. And then of course the plant would die, and I would wonder why.
Right.
So, so that is just so significant. So, okay, well, let's get these in. I appreciate you guys being here.
Oh, always.
And we'll definitely show what these look like once they get installed. But this was our windy working Wednesday walkabout with my team here that I couldn't do without. And they keep saying, Linda, you keep promising a party once everything's in. Well, everything's not in yet. So we will party down.
When is everything in
Well,
a garden?
Linda's
In
Yeah,
any garden.
right.
It's a process.
A garden is a work in progress.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
But I'm ready to get to the point where you guys aren't doing all the work, and I can get out here
Yes.
and start digging and planting.
Well, and
Let's
that's the
go
whole.
figure out the flagstone.
Right.
We've got to get it ready, and we've got to, you know,
Yeah, we
lay
gotta
out,
get it going.
dirt work done, and you can start moving.
Okay, till next time, you guys. We will see you later.